What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be installing the Scrub Blade Black Series wiper blades. I don't know if you'd even consider this a modification, but for me, you'll hear my story here in a few minutes as to why I decided to upgrade to these rather expensive wiper blades. But I think it'll be well worth it, especially as the seasons change, and you guys should consider getting yourselves a set as well. At least that's my prediction. We'll see. Stick around. Alright, so first things first, I'm in my car. I came out here to film. You can probably see outside. Of course, every single time I come to film a video, we get these crazy onshore winds. I'm right by the coast. The mountains kind of just go straight up the side of the land as soon as the ocean starts, so I'm working with what I got. But today I'm going to be installing these. I kind of got everything in here in the car. These are the Black Series wiper blades from Scrub Blade. These are supposed to last twice as long, clean debris 50% better, and are good against snow, rain, splats, and bugs, is what it says. And the reason I ended up purchasing these, or getting these rather, and I'll get to that in a sec, is that I've been using the same Costco branded Michelin wiper blades for the last forever, since I've ever had my truck. After the first OEM wiper blades went bad, I went to Costco, picked up a pair for $15, and I've been just switching them out every single season. What you'll see when I do a compare and contrast here is that the Michelin wiper blades from Costco don't necessarily work 100% with the Tacoma. They kind of leave streaks in some areas. They've never had that full coverage where they actually clean everything. And it just began to get annoying, especially on our last trip when we hit our first big rain, then turned into snowstorm up in the Eastern Sierras. So I'm super excited to try these out. Full disclosure, and I was just saying I was gonna get to this, is I did reach out to Scrub Blade and said, hey, which ones would you recommend? And I'd love to try them out. They said, no questions asked. Nick, of course, here, try them out, let us know what you think. I told them I was gonna make a YouTube video about it, probably see some other photos over on Instagram in the coming weeks, but I'm super excited to get these on because it's just like one of those quality of life things that, especially if you live in an area where it doesn't rain a lot, you don't use your wiper blades a lot, you take it for granted, because once it starts to rain and you have crappy wiper blades, it's not good. So I'm hoping that these not only do work better than the Michelin wiper blades, but of course also last longer. It says lasts twice as long, so I'm hoping I get at least 2 seasons out of these. So what I'm going to do, because we have all this wind and it would just blow out the audio while we're outside, is that I'm going to show you guys what the current ones look like, and then I'm going to install the Scrub Blades, and I'm also going to do compare and contrast of how they do with the washer fluid and removing the water from the windscreen. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm going to now just give a test run on the Michelin wiper blades, and you guys will be able to see kind of what I'm dealing with. So I'm going to use a lot of water here, and you can see maybe a little bit that streak of water right there never gets removed, and it's drying up pretty quickly because it's a bright and sunny day. But you can also see here down in the corner where it doesn't necessarily get the max coverage, and I'm always left with just a little bit more water. And especially if it dries slowly and not so quickly with the sun, it's just never as effective as I'd like them to be. I will also add that they are pretty loud, and if it is not as wet, you can see that streak again, that they make a lot of noise. That's something I'm not a huge fan of. Change of plans. I'm gonna brave the outdoors and see how we do. But essentially, what I wanted to show you guys is, oh, there's that wind. Hopefully it's not too bad. but the wiper blades themselves, the ones that I have here from Michelin, they're fading. The rubber is always failing, and you can kind of tell that over time it's just not it. And this might not be the standard video you see me making, but I'm out here just trying to prove a point, and I really want to stand by the products that I review, and I'm hoping that that'll do the trick, because you know, these things are just, like I'm saying, they're not it at all. In fact, this one over here is always showing signs of like rust in there. So it becomes not only an eyesore, but they don't do their job. They leave tons of water everywhere that's not wiped up all the way. And you can kind of see here, overspray. I mean, they're wiper blades, right? They do their job to a certain extent, but especially when you get bugs stuff on there, and just over time, I don't think I can ever, unless someone like in the comments chimes in and knows exactly what I'm talking about here, it's kind of hard to explain exactly, because they're just, I don't know, I just keep saying this, they're not it, and I'm super excited to try out these scrub blade wipers. So let's go ahead and remove the ones that I have in there right now from Michelin, and then I will show you guys kind of what they look like, compare and contrast, and then I'll do the same thing on the inside where I actually see how much they're actually able to clean. So let's get those installed. Alright, so Scrub Blade does provide this nice guide, which I'm going to be using now. I wasn't going to show you guys this, but might as well bring you guys along. I will have to follow the instructions to remove this initial kind of grommet here. I see the wind blowing my guide, and I'm not even outside. And then we have a handful of like a little adapters, a warning label. And I am just going to select which one makes sense based on the instructions and per my specifications, and then I'm going to get them mounted on the vehicle and wipe down the windscreen or windshield just a little bit, and we should be in business. One thing I'm already noticing, I don't know if you can see this on camera, is these blades are like perforated, and I think that's part of what's able, part of what makes these blades able to remove thicker grime and bugs. So overall, the quality already seems much better than the Costco blades. Nice little scrub blade insignia there. But yeah, we'll have to remove these little safety guards and we'll be in business. Yeah, these things are super nice. I'm super pumped on them, and I haven't even put them on the car yet. Let's go. So I know I didn't film me installing them, but hear this. If you have a Toyota Tacoma Gen 3, 3rd gen, whatever you want to call it, you actually don't need to use any of those adapters that I had all over my seat. They were kind enough to provide adapters for older versions of wiper blade rods. Mine happened to be the one with the little hook, and I, after reading the instructions and being super confused, maybe it might be a good idea to put vehicle specific information on there, but that's not what this video is about. I was able to get them on there and they look great. They look sick, they are not faded, they are ready for the next season. So I didn't film the install, like I said, but it was the reverse of taking them off. And if you're remotely mechanically inclined, you can replace wiper blades, trust me. And if not, then maybe go watch a video on how to replace wiper blades before you watch this one. But let me flip the camera around here in a sec and we're going to do a test run of how they work. I haven't fiddled with the blades themselves. I just want to get initial impressions from my part for you all of how they are going to do. And again, it's pretty hot out, so everything's going to evaporate pretty quickly. But the main point is we got rain yesterday. Rain's going to be coming in a lot more frequently this season, so I want to be prepared. All right, so like I said, I did clean the windshield a little bit, remove some of the bugs from our last trip, but I just wanted to do that so I can get a good baseline on how these perform. So let's go ahead and turn them on. Yo, no streaks at all. You can't, there's no way you can actually show this on camera, but oh dude, night and day. Maybe there's like one little line there, but that just may be because I gotta break them in a little bit, and I'm just using wiper fluid, not rain. But wow, night and day. That is super clean. Let's do it one more time. I'm probably running low on wiper fluid at this point. Not because of this, but just in general. Super clean cutoff and no smudging like the other ones. So I'd say it's a win. Okay, so great success. We were able to show that these blades are an improvement. Physically show you. I don't know how I accomplished that, but I did. And so I just wanted to quickly go over some of the kind of specs in the packaging. Obviously, this is really nice packaging. Caveat, Scrub Blade did not ask me to make a YouTube video to review this. They just said, let us know what you think. I was the one who brought it on myself to make this, and I'm the one who's deciding that I want to talk about a few things here. So obviously I went over the statistics. I really like that you have, you know, a QR code for the fit and the bracket that you might need. There's also installation instructions. Should you be so inclined to get installation instructions, you can do that. But I think it's gonna be pretty straightforward for anyone who's installed wiper blades before. Other than that, you know, they describe everything as, you know, premium silicone blades, streamlined design, premium construction, great for performance of all weathers on and off-road, and it does have a little icon here, which you probably can't see, that it does well in the summer and in the winter. So I'm excited that this is going to last me at least twice as long. I've even pushed my Costco blades beyond one season, and it was not good. So hopefully this goes a long way, and I'm looking forward to, you know, the next time it rains, I won't be thinking in my head, gosh, those wiper blades are going to be a pain in the butt and I'm not going to be able to see anything. And so, yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. There we have it, you guys. That was the super short and sweet, simple review, install, and proof of concept that these Scrub Blade Black Series wiper blades are truly better than the competition. By the competition that I use as an example, it's not really saying much because they're just Costco wiper blades that I picked up for $15, as I mentioned. These are going to be a little bit higher ticket item. I think each pair for these ones was somewhere in the $25 range, but go ahead and check out Scrub Blade's website. I'm sure there's going to be exactly what you need for your vehicle. Again, Scrub Blade didn't ask me to make this YouTube video. I just like making YouTube videos and showing you guys always what's new with the truck. Some things are always changing and some things are more stable, but this is something that I'm excited to use for the coming season. And if you have any questions about these wiper blades, go check out Scrub Blade's website, as I mentioned. If it's the first time here to the channel, I hope that you check out some of the other videos. And yeah, get subscribed, leave a comment down below, like the video, thumbs up. Till next time, enjoy the ride.